Garage.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Jimbos Garage. Well, I was cleaning out the garage the other day and came across this box where I had this old Weathervane that I've had for at least 10 years. I've never been able to do anything with it, forgot all about it, but now it's the time to put this thing together. I've got a great location out in the yard where I want to put it. It's going to take a little bit of modification, some fabrication to get it where it needs to be, but it'll be a great little project. Let's get started. Alright, so obviously I want to use everything I have in my shop to make this project complete, since it is going to be in my own backyard. I don't really want to invest any money, so I've got plenty of scrap left over. I'm going to every resource I have to grab everything that I think I might need to make this work, and it just so happens that I got a whole bunch of stuff right here, and with all this we should be able to make something happen. The first thing I want to do is cut the mounting pole that's going to be mounted to the iron fencing in this location. It is offset a little bit with a cap on the top of the existing fencing, so I grabbed this piece of angle iron right here, and I'm going to weld that to the mounting post itself. That's going to offset it away and allow me to clear the cap that's on there. So just by a piece of angle iron right here, I thought this might be the simplest and easiest way. Just rummaging through my nuts and bolts and my hardware here, trying to find the ideal parts that I'm going to need, and this little set screw, thumb set screw type of thing, like it might be just right. And it's a 1/4 so I just grabbed one of the bolts here. And then a flat washer for the very bottom. I need to have a stop at the bottom, plus a hole for drainage. So with all the pieces in hand, I went ahead and started by taking the rust off of this washer right here, and this is going to go on the very bottom. You know, it's a handy thing, this Yost, the 750 DI right here. You can see I flipped that thing around and was able to clamp the pipe in place. It's pretty handy vise right there. I just set it on some strong hand V-clamps right there, held it in place, and I'm just going to fuse this nut in place right here, and that should be enough to hold it. This is the set screw that's going to hold the mast in place. And you know, I went ahead and it got a little tight right there, but I was able to loosen it up, and that set screw came out. Now this is the washer I'm going to weld on the very bottom right here, and again, I'm just fusing it. It seemed to flow in really good, and of course the hole in the bottom for drainage coming out. Now this is the little connection that I'm going to need, that's going to be holding the Weathervane itself to the mast. And you can see I thought it was going to fit in there, but it is a little tight and I couldn't make it work. So the only thing I could think of was take it over to the lathe. I needed to take a couple thousandths off of it, and that worked out pretty good. Just really one pass down here, and I was able to not only clean a little bit of the rust off, but take a couple thousandths off, and that ended up being just what I needed to get some clearance in there. You know, I don't use this lathe too much, but boy, when you need it, you need it, and in this case, it worked out pretty good. I just flipped it over and got the other side, so everything is equally the same, and everything is nice and cleaned up. And now just a couple thousandths was enough for that to slide in there really nice. That's going to work out pretty good. So now I got to get a collar that's going to hold that top piece in from sliding all the way down in. And so I just took the same size pipe diameter that I have for the mounting post, and I'm just tacking it on, fusing it on, I should say. That's just a little sleeve that I have around it to hold it in place. Had a little bit of problem. I had the windows of my shop open, and it blew all of my shielding gas, and I couldn't get a good weld in there. It was a little sloppy, but that's all right. I'm not too worried about that. I'm just gonna take it over there and just grind some of that off of there. It'll be just fine. And there it is, the mounting post and the mast. Everything works in there pretty good. And then I'm just gonna put a little set screw in the top right here. This is what's going to hold the Weathervane in the mast. Just going to drill this thing out. I'm going to put a 1/4 tap in there and another one of those little thumb set screws, and that should be just all we need to make it happen. Had a little bit of trouble right here, you know, when I drilled it and I tapped it, I had to deburr it from the inside. It took a little bit of time, a little bit of work to get that done, but eventually it was a little stubborn, but eventually I got it and was able to slide in there and work real free. And that set screw, perfect. All right, time to put the weather vane together. I just used some grease right here and greased everything in and be sure everything is moving freely. And everything seemed to work pretty good. Just used a toothpick inside that small diameter little tube right there to make everything happen. Looks pretty nice all put together. Only one thing left to do, and that's to get it installed. Well, here it is. I got the HTP MIG 130. We're over here and welding everything into place. Just a couple of 2 or 3 inch welds, top and bottom on both sides. All I need to hold everything securely, and it's not going to go anywhere. This is a good location right here on the corner of this iron fencing, right in the very corner of my yard. It's pretty cool. It's going to work out pretty good. I have no problems. I got about 125 feet of 12 gauge wire here operating this 110 machine, and I had no problems doing it. Well, the only thing left to do is to put the weather vane in its place on the top of the mast. Everything slid in perfectly. I had to set the directional indicator, and I did that using my cell phone. I've got a compass on there. Once I got it set in the position where it needed, I just tightened up the set screw, and there it is. Everything's complete. Turned out pretty cool. That was a great little project. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe for more videos.
See you next time on Jimbo's Garage.